Buckle up for a wild ride through Austria, where Alpine charm hides some jaw-dropping secrets that'll leave you stunned. This landlocked gem, nestled in the heart of Europe, is more than just Mozart, Schnitzel and Sound of Music nostalgia. It's a country packed with bizarre history, mind-bending quirks, and nature that defies belief. Ready to have your mind blown? Let's dive into the shocking facts about Austria that you won't believe are real. A cave so massive, it could swallow entire cities. Austria is home to the Dachstein Ice Cave, a subterranean wonder stretching over 80 kilometers, making it one of the largest cave systems in the world. But here's the kicker, it's not just rock and stone. This labyrinth harbors glittering ice formations that stay frozen year-round, even in summer, thanks to eerie microclimates. Explorers have stumbled upon underground rivers and chambers so vast they echo like cathedrals. In the 19th century, locals believed these caves were gateways to the underworld, and honestly, standing in their icy depths, it's easy to see why. Now let's talk about Austria's freaky fascination with death. In the tiny town of Hallstatt, there's a bone-chilling tradition that'll make your skin crawl. Since the 12th century, the town cemetery has been so cramped that they've dug up old skeletons to make room for new burials. But instead of tossing the bones, they bleach them under the sun and stack them neatly in the bine house, or bone house. Skulls are painted with names, dates, and even floral designs like some macabre art gallery. Over 1,200 skulls sit there staring at visitors, a creepy reminder that in Hallstatt, death is literally in your face. Ever heard of a lake that disappears? Austria's got one, and it's straight out of a sci-fi flick. Grüner See, or Green Lake in Styria, is a crystal-clear body of water in winter, but come spring it vanishes. Why? Melting snow from the surrounding mountains floods the valley, submerging the entire park, benches, trees, and all, under 10 meters of water. Divers flock here to swim over hiking trails and bridges, an underwater world that only exists for a few months each year. By summer, it's a dry meadow again, like nothing ever happened. Nature's playing hide-and-seek, and Austria's winning. Let's shift gears to something downright bizarre. Austria's role in the world's weirdest royal scandal. Meet Empress Elizabeth, or Sisi, the 19th century beauty icon who was obsessed with her looks to a shocking degree. She spent hours daily on her ankle-length hair, using concoctions of raw eggs and cognac. And get this, she refused to be photographed after age 30 to preserve her youthful image. But here's the wild part. Her cousin, King Ludwig II of Bavaria, was so obsessed with her that he built fairy tale castles inspired by her. And well, some say he drowned under mysterious circumstances after a fallout over their strange, secretive relationship. Austria's imperial drama could honestly rival any soap opera. Speaking of royalty, did you know Austria once ruled an empire so vast it made superpowers tremble? The Austro-Hungarian Empire, which lasted until 1918, spanned 680,000 square kilometers and included modern-day Hungary, Czech Republic, Slovakia, parts of Poland, Romania, and more. But what's shocking is how it crumbled. After World War I, Austria went from a global heavyweight to a tiny nation smaller than Maine overnight, losing 80% of its territory. Imagine waking up to find your country's borders redrawn and your influence slashed. It's a geopolitical gut punch that still shapes Austria's identity today. Now let's talk about a creepy creature that calls Austria home. The Olm, a blind, cave-dwelling salamander, looks like something out of a horror movie with its pale, almost translucent skin and eel-like body. Found in Austria's karst caves, this so-called human fish can live up to 100 years and survive without food for a decade by slowing its metabolism to a crawl. Scientists are obsessed with it because it's basically a living fossil, unchanged for millions of years. If that's not shocking, just imagine stumbling across one in a dark cave. Good luck sleeping after that. Austria's got a dark side too, tied to history's most infamous dictator. Adolf Hitler was born in Braunau am Inn, a sleepy Austrian town, in 1889. The house where he was born still stands, but here's the twist. Austria's government has been locked in a decades-long debate about what to do with it. Some want it demolished to erase the stigma. Others argue it should be a memorial to prevent history from repeating. The building's been vacant for years, a haunting reminder of Austria's complicated past, and locals avoid talking about it like it's cursed. On a lighter but equally wild note, Austria is the birthplace of the world's most dangerous sport, yodeling. Okay, yodeling itself isn't dangerous, but its origins are insane. It started as a way for Alpine herders to communicate across vast mountains, but today, it's a cultural phenomenon that can hit ear-splitting decibels. Austria hosts yodeling competitions where performers belt out notes so intense they've been known to crack windows. The best part? Scientists have studied yodeling's effects on the brain, finding it boosts dopamine like a natural high. Who knew shouting in the Alps could be so addictive? Let's get geological for a second. Austria sits on a tectonic hotspot that's created some of the world's most dramatic landscapes, but it's also a ticking time bomb. The Alps, which cover 60% of Austria, are still rising by a few millimeters each year due to tectonic shifts. That's right, those majestic peaks are still growing, but they also trigger small earthquakes regularly. In 2013, a 4.2 magnitude quake rattled Innsbruck, and geologists warn that a big one could hit someday. Austria's beauty is literally built on shaky ground. Ever wonder where Red Bull gets its wings? Austria, that's where. The energy drink empire was born in 1987 when Austrian entrepreneur Dietrich Mateschitz tweaked a Thai drink called Krating Dang. But here's the shocking bit. Red Bull's marketing is so extreme it's funded stunts like Felix Baumgartner's 2012 space jump from 39 kilometers up, breaking the sound barrier in freefall. Austria, a country of just 9 million, birthed a global brand that's now synonymous with defying death. Talk about punching above your weight. Now brace yourself for a culinary curveball. Austria's love for Wiener Schnitzel is legendary, but did you know it's not even Austrian? The dish, a breaded veal cutlet, likely came from Italy's cotoletta alla Milanese in the 19th century, when Austria ruled parts of Italy. Austrians adopted it, perfected it, and made it their national dish, but purists still argue over whether it's authentically Austrian. And get this, by law, Wiener Schnitzel in Austria must be made with veal, or it's not the real deal. Break that rule and you're basically committing culinary treason. Austria's also got a secret obsession with the world's oldest zoo. Tiergarten Schönbrunn, founded in 1752 in Vienna, is still running and houses over 700 species. But here's the wild part. It was originally built for Emperor Franz I's private menagerie, where he kept exotic animals like elephants and giraffes to flex his imperial power. Today it's a conservation powerhouse, but it's also seen some bizarre moments, like when a panda cub born in 2007 became a global celebrity, drawing millions of YouTube views. Austria's zoo game is next level. Let's talk about a place that sounds like a fairy tale but feels like a nightmare. The Mauthausen concentration camp, operational during World War II, was one of the Nazis' most brutal sites, where over 100,000 people perished. Its stairs of death forced prisoners to carry 50-kilogram stones up 186 steps, often to their breaking point. Today, it's a memorial, but its existence in Austria's picturesque countryside is a gut-wrenching contrast to the nation's postcard-perfect image. History doesn't get more sobering than this. On the flip side, Austria's got a knack for producing geniuses who changed the world. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, was Austrian and developed his groundbreaking theories in Vienna, where his couch still sits in a museum. But here's the shocker. Freud was a cocaine enthusiast, believing it could cure everything from depression to fatigue. He even wrote papers praising it before realizing its dangers. Austria's intellectual legacy comes with a side of wild experimentation. Ever heard of a village that's been cloned? Hallstatt, that postcard-perfect Alpine town, is so stunning that China built a replica of it in Guangdong province in 2012. Down to the last cobblestone, the Chinese version mimics Austria's original, drawing tourists who can't make it to Europe. But locals in the real Hallstatt aren't thrilled. Some say it's flattering, others call it cultural theft. Either way, it's surreal to think a tiny Austrian village has a doppelganger halfway across the globe. Finally, let's end with a bang, literally. Austria's Krampus tradition is the stuff of nightmares. Every December, while kids wait for St. Nicholas, adults dress as Krampus, a horned demonic creature who punishes naughty children with whips and chains. Parades in towns like Salzburg see these terrifying figures roam the streets, scaring kids and adults alike. It's so intense that some towns have banned Krampus runs for being too violent. Forget coal in your stocking. Austria's bad kids get a face-to-face with a monster. Austria's not just a pretty face with Alps and waltzes. From disappearing lakes to bone houses, royal scandals to tectonic tremors, this country is a treasure trove of shocking surprises. Next time you sip a Viennese coffee or hum a Mozart tune, remember, Austria's got secrets that'll keep you up at night.